Hello friends, and today I want to show you how to set up the auto lip sync feature in OpenToonz and how to use it both in OpenToonz and Tahoma2D, using part of a shot from my recent entry to the 11-second club challenge. So there's 3 steps to using auto lip sync. First, you need to download and reference the Rhubarb lip sync program, and this is already done in Tahoma. Then create or import your mouth shapes, or the character with the 10 mouth shape positions, and add one of them to a column. And then third, apply the audio to that column. And you can see these steps written in more detail in the description below for your reference. So first we have to set up access to Rhubarb, the program that does the actual work. And this is a similar process to setting up FFmpeg. So to do that, just go to the Rhubarb lip sync release page on GitHub. And the latest release is shown here at the top. For me, it's currently version 1.12. So click on the appropriate zip file for your operating system. So I'll click on the Windows zip. And now this will download a zip file to my downloads folder. So just unzip it, and then open that unzipped folder, and then copy that to somewhere obvious on your computer where you can find it later. So I'll copy it to the root of my C drive, as I have for FFmpeg. And then run OpenToonz and go to the Preferences dialog in the File menu and go to the Auto Lip Sync section, and then copy in the path to where you've just copied the Rhubarb directory. So that's the folder that has the executable inside it. So I've got it in my C drive, Rhubarb. And if you want to, you can also increase the timeout to give Rhubarb longer to calculate the lip sync. So I'll increase that by an extra 0 from 600 to 6000. And then just restart OpenToonz. So now we're set up, we can use the auto lip sync. So load up your scene, and I've got the second shot from my 11-second club entry here. So I'll just hide everything except the talking character. So here's the scene, if I just play that.
Hi! I made macaroni if you want some.
So I've separated the mouth shapes from the head and body. You can see here there's a column called Cook, which is the body and head of the character, and a separate column I've called Mouth, which is just the mouth shapes. But you can have all of the drawings in one level if you wish. So whether you have a single level for the character or you have a separate level for the mouth, what you do need is to have 10 separate drawings for the different mouth shapes. And if you're importing drawings from another program, the mouth shapes need to be imported as an image sequence. That is, being named in a way that OpenToonz recognises as a sequence of images. And ideally, you'd have the mouth shapes as the first 10 drawings in this level or in the image sequence. And you'd add them in the right order to make the process smoother, but we'll see the order in a minute. So you see my mouth column here. It has an animation key on the first frame, and that's just to put the mouth in the right place. So I can move that around here. And if I select on a drawing in the mouth level, at the right hand side here you'll see 10 separate drawings in the level strip for each of the different mouth shapes. And they're all drawn over the top of each other so they'll sit in the right place when placed in front of my character. And in the timeline you'll see the final chosen drawings that make up the speech. So if I play the animation, you'll see the movement here.
Hi! I made macaroni if you want some.
And I've got a copy of the mouth here locked so I don't accidentally delete it. So I can see exactly what the mouths were in the final version. So if I delete all but the first drawing by pressing delete on frame 2, and I can select the bar on the remaining frames which highlights them all, and then tap delete, because you only need one of your mouth drawings on the timeline to set this up. So you can just right click on that first drawing and then choose from the lip sync menu, apply auto lip sync to column, and then you'll see this dialog. So the first thing to do in this dialog is to select where the audio comes from, and if you've already added the audio to your timeline, you'll see it added here from the column, or you can choose a file on disk if you want to use an external file. And then choose which of your drawings is to be used for the 10 different mouth shapes here. So you can just click through the arrows to choose the right drawing. And this is where it's useful to have the drawings already drawn in the right order. It automatically selects drawing 1 for the first mouth shape, then drawing 2, 3, 4, and so on. So this is where it's useful to write down the order of these 10 shapes before you draw them. So there's 9 shapes first for the different sounds. So there's an A type for sound, then E, O, U, F or V, where you're biting your lip, then L, where you can usually see the tongue, M or B, and W, which is kind of a tight pointy lip shape, and then a generic C, D, which is kind of the mouth open slightly. Finally, with the rest position, which is the position of the mouth when your character isn't talking. And the final thing, I tend to tick the box at the end here to extend this rest drawing to the end marker. So it has the drawing of the mouth being closed added up to the end of your animation. And then just click apply. And then just wait a minute for Rhubarb to evaluate your audio clip. And when it does, it'll choose the mouth shapes to show and add them into the timeline. And this is the default set of mouths that it's chosen here. Let me play this through.
Hi. I made macaroni if you want some.
And it's not too bad, it's hit the main beats of the speech, but it's not quite right. So then I'd go through and fix this to make it clearer by holding some mouth shapes longer so you can see them better, by taking out some of the shapes to make it less flappy, sometimes it can move too much, and to add some mouth shapes to show the mouth opening and closing, so there's a gradual changing of the shape to be smaller, wider, 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 and then going smaller, smaller, smaller can make it look more natural. And the main technique I use to do this is to move to the right frame on the timeline, and then I press the Q or W keys to cycle through the mouth shapes. So here's the final version.
Hi. I made macaroni if you want some.
So that's it, an easy way to set up auto lip sync for your animations. So I hope that was useful. If so, you know what to do. And if you want to examine this further, then you'll find this project available to download from my Patreons here on my Patreon page. So do check that out. And for more details about manually adjusting your lip sync, then this next video will be exactly what you need. So do take a look at that. So I'll see you next time for another video. And that's a guarantee.